So in this video, we're going to be sharing with you the best and most detailed 4-3-3-5 formation breakdown that you've seen this year. If you're keen on using the 4-3-3-5 this year as your formation, then this is the video that you need to see. So as always, to show your support, please hit the like button, subscribe, but most importantly, hit the notifications bell so that you know exactly when new content is released. So here's exactly what we're going to be covering in this video. So let's get right into it. One of the things that makes this formation so great is that false 9. When used correctly, this can be extremely effective at creating havoc for your opponents. As they drift into space in front of the centre backs, opponents that are rash will drag their defenders out, and it was going to leave easy space in behind for you to exploit. Secondly, this is a super easy formation to play a high possession game in due to the easy passing options available. Like we mentioned before with the false 9, along with those 3 midfielders, this formation really suits a fast possession based game, and it allows you to attack with a lot of fluidity. And lastly, this is also a great formation to play counter-attacks with, as long as you have fast wingers. This is a tough formation to break down once you're in shape, and when that false 9 drops, the wingers make so many runs in behind for the likes of the false 9 or the midfielders to play long balls in behind, and you can score so many great goals. So starting off with the defensive style, we chose balanced as we do in all of our formations, as of course we want to have a solid foundation when we're not in possession, and obviously not give our opponents any free space in order to get any easy attacks. So then moving on to the defensive width, we chose 50, which at the moment is a bit of a constant with all of our formations, but we prefer to allow people to use the wings and the width because we want to have a more compact midfield instead, and generally we'd never push the width below around about 40 is our recommendation. Now with the depth, we settled on around 65, and this is one of the most frustrating things that we find with FIFA this year is the depth. When we have it lower on around about 40, naturally we find it quite difficult to attack. But when you go higher on about 65, from time to time you can be left a little bit exposed, but this is all pretty natural. Yet when we play our opponents, it never seems to be the case. When they play super high, we never seem to be able to have much space in behind. However, we do prefer to be on the front foot with our higher depth, and we want to score as many goals as possible, so this is our preference. When it comes to build-up play, we chose balanced, and again, this is mainly because none of the other options really suit the best way to play this formation, and also, this gives us the best chance to have some form of shape in defense when you do lose possession. When it comes to chance creation, we went for direct passing, and this is when you get into the final third, you need to play fast and precise in this FIFA, or you'll have no success at all. Having runners make darting run behind is a must. You just have to be aware of any counterattacks that might arise with any sustained periods of possession, as the longer you have the ball, the more out of position your players will be. And with offensive width, we chose 60, and the main reason for this is because we have width with the wingers, so we need to keep some of that width. However, you don't want to have them too wide, otherwise big gaps in your midfield will open up, allowing people to play through you really easily. So you want to have them close enough so any of the through balls that your opponent plays, you're able to cut them out. And then for players in the box, we chose 5 because we want our instructions to dictate where the players go. And in corners, we've left them on 3. Now, if you are worried about counterattacks being an issue, you can leave them on 1, but we like to have them on 3 because we do have a couple of good corner kick routines. So now, before we continue, if you want us to make more videos like this, then make sure you hit the thumbs up button and make sure you comment below right now with your questions and thoughts on what other formation videos you want us to cover going forwards. So let's jump back into it and get into the instructions for this formation. So as with all of our goalkeepers, we like to have them on comes for crosses and sweeper keeper, so we have a bit of an advantage when people look to whip balls in from corners. Now when it comes to key stats, reactions and reflexes are the only stats you really need to be interested in. You also want to be aware of height, that is quite important too. So then moving into the fullbacks, you need to keep them on stay back while attacking, and this is kind of non-negotiable, especially when a lot of people already have really high-end wingers like Vinicius Juniors, like Neymar's. You can't afford to leave any free space in behind. So when it comes to key attributes, you need to have high defending, you need to have good physical to be able to shove off any of those advancing wingers. You also want to have reliable short passing as well, because most of the passes they'll play will be short passes into the defensive mid or the centre mid. So when it comes to the centre backs, we're going to keep them on stay back while attacking, of course, which is pretty obvious. So when it comes to key attributes as well, you need to have obviously good pace, because again, a lot of people have high level attackers already. But we also like to have high reactions and composure on our centre backs. We feel that's really important. And also high aggression is super important, especially when the AI is controlling your defenders. The CDM plays a vital role in the success of this formation, as they're the last line of defense between your mids and your defenders. So you need to have an out and out defensive midfielder on stay back while attacking to be able to snuff out any attacks, but also to be able to start them for yourself. We also like balanced defense to make sure that they stay in the correct position and not run off and try and make any interceptions when the AI is in control. However, when it comes to key stats, we do want good interceptions for when we're controlling them, but also we want high short passing and vision to be able to start off any counter attacks. So now moving into the central midfielders, these guys play a massive role in the attacking game because they actually get into a lot of dangerous areas for chances created and scoring goals. So you need to have box-to-box midfielders in this position. Often they'll run behind the false nine and they'll run in behind them. So you do need key stats such as the high shooting and good dribbling as well when they get into those positions. Again, high vision is super important because they play a lot of key passes into the wingers and the false nine. But you also need high stamina because they do a lot of donkey work in midfield, running between both boxes. So now when it comes to the wingers, we do use them on cut inside as we like to have them move inside in the attacking third. And this is super important. It's really important, especially when we pair this up with direct passing, so that they're in good positions to score and not stuck out wide. Now, naturally, you want to have fast players out wide with also high shooting ability to finish. And with the wingers, you always need to have high dribbling to be able to get past any defenders. And we also recommend having 4-star skills as well. That is super important. So lastly, the false nine, we only use them on stay central as we need them to stay in the middle of the pitch to be able to link up with the midfielders. We use them on mixed attack, and this is to provide that unpredictability that we talked about before in terms of pulling defenders out of position for the rest of your players to exploit. And this centre forward does a vital role in creating chances for your team, and we recommend that this be the best player in your team. So when it comes to key stats for this guy, you need high dribbling, which makes them really difficult to tackle, and again that high vision for those through passes that they need to play. And we also like a 4-star weak foot for any chances that will come their way. They do need to be confident in finishing. So that is it for the 4-3-3-5, and we really love this formation, and this is one of the most comfortable formations that we like to play in because we've used it so much. We know it inside and out, and this is a great formation for people just looking to try something a little bit new and a little bit fun that's a little different, because this formation really suits the game this year from our experience. So as we said earlier in the video, if you want us to continue to make more videos like this, then we do need your help with a couple things. So make sure that you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications bell so that you know when that new content gets released. And also make sure you go and follow our Twitter and our TikTok if you want to see any more FIFA content from us. There will be some new stuff coming there soon. And if you want to ask us any questions on FIFA 23, make sure you join our Discord. The links to everything is down in the description. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.